Okay, welcome to another video here on Black Atlas Goings On. My name is Kenny, aka Black Atlas, and this is another one of the recipes that are my own and that I am doing for Friendsgiving here in Nebraska. So, this is actually a recipe that people have asked me for the ingredients and stuff for. So, I've added a few ingredients, taken away a few ingredients. I actually originally got this recipe from a friend of mine years and years ago. Actually, it's been almost 20 years since I got this recipe. Shout out to you, Angela P. Thank you for this recipe. And then, like I said, I did add a couple ingredients just to tweak it and make it my own. So here there looks like a lot of ingredients, but each ingredient has its purpose. So let's go through the ingredients and then we'll go through what I'm going to be doing with them. So we got kosher salt, black pepper, Malcolm Reed's The Barbecue Rub, Heath Rowell's garlic butter, MVP all-purpose smoke rub. Then we got basil, oregano, parsley, ground thyme, onion powder. Then we're going to get into the cheeses. I have cream cheese. And like I said, each ingredient has its purpose. Then we have canned cheddar cheese. Don't knock it until you try it. Then we have melty mozzarella cheese that has the cream cheese in it. And then the rest of them I was able to find in blocks. So it's better to always shred your own cheese than to buy the pre-shredded cheese. They put all kinds of powder and stuff on there. That's why it doesn't stick together in the bag. So that stuff gets in your mac and cheese recipes. And I'm telling you, once you grind or once you shred your own cheese, you won't want to go back to that bag stuff. So we have sharp cheddar cheese, Colby Jack, Munster, mild cheddar cheese, smoked Gouda. This is just an extra, just in case. Then I have the Kerrygold's, move this up a little bit, Kerrygold's garlic and herb butter. We're going to need 1 stick of that, 2 eggs, a box of whatever you like to make your mac and cheese with, whether it's shells, whether it's elbows, 1 pound box. And then we're also going to need about a cup of milk as well. So those are the ingredients, and I'm going to cut out all the boring stuff. You don't need to see macaroni boiling. You don't need to see shredding cheese. But once I start to mix everything together, I will bring you back and we can go ahead and get into it. Okay, so now we are here and the pasta is done. So we are going to go ahead and use the butter right here, which was that Kerrygold's garlic and herb butter. We're going to go ahead and drop that in this hot macaroni. And we're going to mix this around and get this melted in here so those flavors can actually melt. And I'm not going to bake it in this pan. I'm actually just using this pan because it's big enough to mix in. All right, while that is being taken care of, we will go ahead and get our roux started. So, one thing that I did not mention earlier is bacon fat. So I'm going to start my roux off with some bacon fat. I'm going to start this on low. Well, medium low. Then I'm going to need a little bit of flour. And then soon you will see what all of that cheese is going to be for. This roux is coming together pretty good. Then we got to turn it back on low. So we got to cook that flour taste out of it. All right, and while the rest of that's cooking out, we're going to go ahead and get our milk. And as the milk is going in, make sure you're steadily whisking. And work all of the lumps out. Make sure your roux is smooth. And then we'll start putting the cheese in. Like I said, every cheese and every ingredient has its purpose in here. So some stuff is going to go in the roux and the cheese sauce, and some seasonings are going to go on the actual macaroni. Layer the flavors. We are going to mix in the first cheese. Then we are going to get the cream cheese. We're actually only going to put half a block of cream cheese. Half a block of cream cheese. Get the cream cheese mixed in. And then once we get done with the cheese sauce, then we'll go to the macaroni and get that stuff mixed up as well. Then I have cheese right here. Now this is the shredded cheese that I had mixed up. So we are not going to take all of this. We are going to take some of it and put it in the roux. Some of it and put it in the cheese sauce. And then we're going to mix some of it with the macaroni as well. That way, there are little pockets of cheese in there as well. And if it starts to get a little too thick, you can definitely add some more milk. All right, that's all I'm going to put in the cheese sauce. So I'll get this cheese sauce done, and then once we start working on the macaroni, I'll come back. Okay, so we got the macaroni up under here, so let's go ahead and get the herbs, the dried herbs in there. Basil, ground thyme because I couldn't find dried thyme, parsley, and oregano, and also onion powder. And get that mixed up. And then here's where the rest of the cheese in that bowl goes. Then go ahead and get that mixed up. The pasta and the cheese. And then the last cheese we're going to mix in here for a little for this is the mozzarella. And then once we got the mozzarella mixed in, that's when we are going to go ahead and throw the last of the seasonings. Like, so we're going to a little bit of that kosher salt, restaurant style black pepper. It just means that it's a little bit more coarse. Heath Rowell's garlic butter. It's going to have those little pockets of cheese in there. And let's go ahead and get this all mixed up here. That cream cheese actually adds a cream factor to it. And then also doing the roux and doing a cheese sauce instead of just putting the cheese in there. And then you can see through that cheese. You can see those pockets of cheese that are in there. All right, now I'm going to show y'all what all of the other ingredients were for. All right, here we go. As you can see, all of these pockets of cheese that are in there. I hope y'all can see that good. With all of the seasoning. And so we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the shredded cheese. That's going to go on top. Then we're going to put some breadcrumbs on top. And then a couple of the barbecue seasonings. And then grab some of it. And just start sprinkling it up along the top. Make sure you don't have these big pieces. If you got these big pieces, break them up. Just get a nice even layer up there. Like I said, make sure you got a nice even layer. You never have too much cheese. All right, there's that. And then I'll sprinkle a thin layer of breadcrumbs. And these are seasoned breadcrumbs. All right. And I will go ahead and cover this with aluminum foil. And then we will get it in the oven in a little while. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for taking this journey with me on the first video of my own recipes. This was my macaroni and cheese recipe that a lot of people asked me for after they've tasted it. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn the microphone on so that way you could hear them critique the macaroni and cheese. They did all like it. You'll be able to see it. Unfortunately, you won't be able to hear their reactions, but you'll be able to see their reactions
If they're doing like a thumbs up or nodding their head yes. So you'll be able to see those reactions. Everybody's got their own forks. I did make a little tester ramekin with the macaroni and cheese. So I moved out of the way so that way you could see the people's reactions as they taste the macaroni and cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and let this roll out. Um, and like I said, thank you once again. This was macaroni and cheese that I did for Friendsgiving. And I do apologize that I haven't made a video last week. I will get back on a normal schedule. Thank you for taking this ride with me. And until next time, uh, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will make sure I comment back to you and I will interact with everybody on the channel. So until the next video, I will catch y'all on the flip side.